My mom thought I wasn't in my room. She took my school certificate and changed my life forever. The sound of footsteps. Malik Carter lay on his bed, staring at the cracked ceiling above him. The fan turned slowly, making a tired clicking sound with every rotation. It was late afternoon, the kind of quiet hour where the house felt suspended between day and night. Outside, kids laughed somewhere down the block. Inside, Malik barely breathed. He had come home early from school. Not because classes ended early, but because he couldn't focus. His chest felt heavy all day, like something bad was waiting for him at home. That feeling had been growing for weeks. His mother, Denise Carter, had changed. Her words were sharper. Her silence louder. Malik heard footsteps in the hallway. Slow. Deliberate. His heart skipped. The door to his room didn't open right away. Instead, he heard the familiar pause, the moment his mother always took before pushing the door. Malik held his breath, staying perfectly still. Then it happened. The door opened. Denise stepped inside. Malik lay frozen on the bed, facing the wall, his hoodie pulled over his head. From her angle, it looked like an empty room. The curtains were half drawn. The desk light was off. His school bag sat neatly in the corner. Denise sighed. "So you're not even home," she muttered. Malik's chest tightened. She walked toward his desk. He felt the floor vibrate slightly with each step. His mother opened drawers, one after the other, her movements quick, angry, purposeful. Then he heard it. The drawer where he kept it. His school certificate. The one thing he protected like his life depended on it. Denise pulled it out. Malik closed his eyes. "After everything I've done for you," she said bitterly, holding the paper in her hands. "You think you're better than me now." She folded it once. Then twice. Malik felt tears burn behind his eyes. She turned and walked out. The door shut behind her. And just like that, Malik's future left the room. Malik waited a full minute before moving. When he finally sat up, his hands were shaking. The drawer was empty. He slid off the bed and dropped to his knees, opening every drawer, every notebook, every envelope, already knowing it was useless. His school certificate was gone. That certificate wasn't just paper. It was proof. Proof that he survived nights of studying by candlelight when the power went out. Proof that he stayed awake while his mother screamed on the phone with bill collectors. Proof that he worked hard enough to be accepted into a community college with a partial scholarship. Proof that he could leave. Why would she do this? Malik whispered. He stumbled into the hallway. "Mom," he called. No answer. He followed the sound of the television to the living room. Denise sat on the couch, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the screen. "You took my certificate," Malik said quietly. She didn't look at him. "You shouldn't have left school early," she replied. "I was in my room." She scoffed. "Don't lie to me." "I didn't," Malik said, his voice cracking. "I was right there. You didn't even check." Denise finally turned to him. Her eyes were cold. "Then maybe you should have announced yourself," she snapped. "I'm tired of being disrespected in my own house." Malik swallowed hard. "That certificate is for college," he said. "I need it." Denise stood up. "You need to learn gratitude," she said. "Everything you have is because of me." Malik nodded slowly. But inside, something broke. That night, Malik couldn't sleep. He lay on his bed listening to the hum of traffic outside, replaying the moment over and over. His mother didn't ask questions. She didn't listen. She assumed and acted. That was her way. Since his father left when Malik was 10, Denise had carried bitterness like armor. She worked 2 jobs, reminded Malik daily of her sacrifices, and used guilt the way others used affection. "You're all I have," she used to say. But what she really meant was, "You're all I control." Malik stared at his phone. He had an email from the college admissions office. They needed a scanned copy of his certificate within 2 weeks to finalize enrollment. 2 weeks. He rolled over and covered his face. "I can't lose this," he whispered. For the first time in his life, Malik thought the unthinkable. I might have to leave without her blessing. The next morning, Malik found his certificate folded inside his mother's Bible. That hurt the most. He carried it carefully into the kitchen. "Why did you put it there?" he asked. Denise didn't look up from the sink. "So you'd understand something," she said. "Education without obedience is useless." Malik clenched the paper in his hands. "I'm not disobedient," he said. "I'm trying to build a life." She turned sharply. "A life that doesn't include me," she snapped. "That's not true." "Then why are you so eager to leave?" she demanded. Malik took a deep breath. "Because I don't feel safe dreaming here." The words hung in the air. Denise froze. For a moment, her face flickered with something like regret. Then it vanished. "You're ungrateful," she said coldly. And Malik knew then. This wasn't about love. It was about fear. 2 nights later, Malik packed a backpack. Just clothes. His documents. His phone charger. He stood in the doorway of his room, looking around one last time. The chipped paint. The squeaky floorboard. The place where he grew up and shrank himself. Denise slept on the couch. Malik paused, watching her chest rise and fall. "I love you," he whispered. Then he walked out. Malik didn't know where he was going when he stepped onto the sidewalk. The streetlights flickered like tired eyes, and the air smelled of rain and old asphalt. His phone buzzed once in his pocket, then went silent. No message. No missed call. He walked anyway. Each step felt heavy, but also strange, lighter. Like he was carrying fear instead of wearing it. At the bus stop, Malik sat on the cold bench and hugged his backpack to his chest. He watched cars pass, headlights cutting through the darkness. He thought about how many nights his mother had waited up for him when he was younger. How she used to braid his hair before school. How she laughed once, before life hardened her. "I didn't want it to be like this," he whispered. "But love shouldn't feel like prison." He boarded the last bus heading downtown, paid with the last cash he had, and sat near the back. As the bus pulled away, Malik stared out the window, waiting for regret to catch him. It didn't. Malik spent his first night on his friend Jamal's couch. Jamal lived in a small apartment above a barber shop, the kind of place that smelled like clippers, hair oil, and burnt toast. When Malik knocked, Jamal opened the door in sweats, eyes half asleep. "Bro." Jamal blinked. "What's wrong?" Malik didn't answer. He just stepped inside and sat down. Jamal didn't push. The next morning, Malik told him everything, about the certificate, the control, the silence, the leaving. Jamal listened, jaw tight. "That's messed up," he said finally. "You can stay here as long as you need." Malik nodded, swallowing the lump in his throat. "Thank you." That night, Malik lay on the couch staring at the ceiling fan, repeating one sentence over and over in his mind. "I will not go back empty-handed." Denise woke up to silence. No footsteps. No door creaking. No clatter from the kitchen. She called Malik's name once. Then again. No answer. Her chest tightened. She walked down the hallway and pushed his door open. The bed was neatly made. Too neat. The drawer was empty. The certificate, gone. Denise sat on the edge of the bed, suddenly dizzy. "He wouldn't," she whispered. She called his phone. Straight to voicemail. Panic crept in, slow and unwelcome. Not fear for his safety, but fear of losing him. For the first time, control had slipped through her fingers. College didn't care about family drama. Deadlines were deadlines. Malik spent days running between offices, admissions, financial aid, student services, explaining his situation again and again. Some listened. Some didn't. One woman, Ms. Alvarez, finally leaned back in her chair and sighed. "You're not the first student whose family tried to stop them," she said gently. "But you have to decide how bad you want this." "I want it more than anything," Malik said. She nodded. Then we'll figure something out. That sentence changed everything. Malik got a job washing dishes at a diner near campus. The pay was low. The hours were long. His hands cracked from soap and hot water. Some nights he ate fries that had been sent back to the kitchen. But he showed up. Every shift. Every class. Every struggle. He slept on Jamal's couch, then later on a thin mattress in a shared room with 2 other students. He studied with headphones on, blocking out noise and doubt. Sometimes, late at night, he wondered if his mother was okay. Sometimes, he missed her so badly it hurt. But he didn't call. Not yet. Denise wrote letters she never mailed. She filled notebooks with words she didn't know how to say out loud. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was scared. I didn't know how to let go. She folded each page and tucked it away. Pride kept her silent. Fear kept her awake. Neighbors asked about Malik. He's busy, she said. But the house echoed with absence. Malik failed his first midterm. He sat on the steps outside the library, staring at the grade on his phone. His chest felt tight. His stomach growled. Maybe she was right, he whispered. Maybe I'm not ready. Then Jamal sat beside him. You gonna quit? Jamal asked. Malik shook his head. Then get up, Jamal said. People who come from nothing don't get the luxury of giving up. Malik stood and kept going. 3 years later, Malik stood on a graduation stage. Cap on his head. Gown on his shoulders. Name called. Applause rising. He scanned the crowd. His mother wasn't there. But he smiled anyway, because he had done it. The phone rang one evening while Malik was cooking dinner in his small apartment. Unknown number. He answered. Malik? A familiar voice asked, trembling. Silence stretched between them. Yes, he said softly. I heard you graduated, Denise said. I did. I'm proud of you. The words cracked something open. Why did you take my certificate? Malik asked quietly. There was a long pause. The story continues from where we stopped. Sit back, relax, and journey with us into the next chapter. This episode will uncover hidden truths between parents and children. Truths that will finally explain why Malik's mother kept his school certificate. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe to Mira Wealth Stories for powerful stories you'll never forget. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter.